Yeah, so this is Dylan's work from Xavier. Also another really nice, clean, simple one. It's like a digital notebook, isn't it? Each module's in there. It's got his information as he goes through. Let's open up one of them. Module 1, he's made a mind map. He's placed it all in there. He's done a reflection. You can read through that and figure out exactly what Dylan's thought. He's attached a couple of files. All pretty easy. The same type of thing that you'd find in your, notepads and notebooks that you keep for your classes. So that's all the Google site, the ePortfolio is, just the collection of your work. So you can go back and do that. So April and I can go on and comment and give you feedback, okay? You notice?
One thing is when you make these with your modules, make sure in the settings that you have them separate, I suppose, because a couple of people last year had them, so you had to literally click through every module to get to the next one, which meant that if you send us week 6 for marking, we've got to click through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to 6.
Yeah.
So if you can sort of have Dylan's really nicely set it out, he has a toolbar on the left-hand side, and I can go to week 10 or 11 and really easily access that rather than having to kind of go through. So
now this is really easy to do in Google Sites. It looks nice and well set up. It's just a drop and drag kind of thing. I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. So that's the first component. This is just a collection of your work. Pretty easy. Might look a lot daunting because there's a lot of texts that you just saw in there. Remember that each week carries on from the previous week. So some of that text was just copy and pasted from the previous week and expanded on. So some of those, I saw some people's eyes when they saw some of that text. It was like, no, that's week 6. He's refined it and added, like you did with the post-its. So don't freak. Now the next stage, right towards the end, it's going to be around the week 10 and 11 mark. You start thinking about creating an outward-facing website. Now this is back to Emily's outward-facing website. This is where all she's done is found the things that she thinks are the most important from her workbook, her ePortfolio, and brought that into like one simple landing page. Who's your audience for this? Your audience is the general public, right? So what does that mean for you? That means that it has to be all really laid out. Our solution, you can read through that. It doesn't matter if you know anything about food deserts or not. You can make sense of what she's got going in there. It's not like the ePortfolio. If you jumped into module 7, you have no idea what Emily's talking about. But with this one, it's everything polished. Her solution's up there. She's used Wix, which is another tool that's very drop and drag, very simple, creates a really schwank looking website. And her solution all is attached there. Added some videos, people who support her solution type of thing. So you can see this is like condensing your idea. Remember we were saying the pitch of an idea is kind of condensing it down to that, 30 seconds. If you're in an elevator with someone, how would you explain it? This is like a digital pitch. Put it together, polish it up, make it look nice, make it look sense, make it make sense for the general public. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So it's 2 components. Some people got a little confused last year when it came to this side of things and didn't think about the audience in terms of, they don't know anything, you're going to have to explain things, okay? So don't get stuck on that point. It's just, if you had to explain it to your mum and dad, to your brother or sister, and they knew nothing about food deserts, what kind of info would they need? That's the way you need to think about it. That's much further down the line, but just something to keep in the back of your mind. Now, the last one we just want to show is a video pitch. That's the last thing you'll do. Bring your idea together. Now we go through a few iterations. We want to show you Emily's first video. And you can use any online tools you know about, as many or as few. You can just point a webcam at yourself and pitch your idea if you like. We just thought Emily's one was really nice. Oh, Probably doesn't have the sound plugged in, to be honest. Where is this? What I might do, I might play it and see how we go, but no, look, the sounds, because we're playing it through there, the sound's not going to behave, and it's going to echo. But we'll send that out to you, because her one's open to public. It's a really good video, so watch out for that. That'll be part of the send out for you guys, and then they can note that as well.
Just keep those two components in mind. You know, the e-portfolio right now is probably where it's at, and then the other two, once you get your idea going, you'll see how you can apply them. And this is just one way to do a video pitch. If you're really confident in front of the camera and a great actor and quite theatrical, feel free to do something like that. It's really up to you. Play to your strengths, and you want the best video that you can possibly get. Yeah. So you'll have a look at Emily's video and see that it's just what she's done that's really clever is she's put it in simple terms. She's put some complex ideas in simple terms. She's asked her audience questions, which is really cool. She's chucked it up on YouTube and got some people to view it. Got enough people to do it. That's something that you can do to make your video really successful. Have a look and really pick hers apart. What did you like? What did you not like? What might you take on board? Now, with the last 10 minutes, we're going to talk through just the last kind of nitty-gritty things. So we're gonna end on something that's slightly boring. The first one, we've already talked this through. Everyone knows what their password is at the moment. Yeah. Agriculture 1, member, capital on A. What you can do is you can go in through the Western Sydney website where April was before. Jump into the Western Sydney website and I'll show you just a few login things. So this is your best friend here. Has links to everything.
Yeah. So just drop down it's pretty much everything that you're going to need. We've activated all of your accounts already, so they should by tomorrow be ready to go with both things, email and what's called Use, which is that digital, that online learning space. Email is straightforward. We don't have to open that up for you. If you go through Western Sydney, sign into email, that's where we're going to start sending all the info for this to you, to that email that's created. Now it's really simple because your email is just a student number at student.westernsydney.edu.au. So actually I've got that up on the PowerPoint. We'll just pull that up and make a note of that somewhere. Add it to your name badge if you want on the back of it. Oh, there you go. At student.westernsydney.edu.au, just your number. That's where we're going to start sending stuff to now, because I know we've got email, we've got Hotmails and Gmails and all those things going on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jot it down, however you like, so long as you remember that. That's going to be the email. The reason why we use this is just a bit more secure. It's private. We know people aren't going to hack it. It's really good. So everyone got that? That's cool. You now know where that email lives and where all that information is now coming in. I'll just jump back to the password management. Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. Now, back to the sign into, password management down there. You put in your student number, and then it's going to ask you what your old email was. What new email would you like to put in there? Just do that sometime within the next couple of days. Create a new email so no one can jump in and use your account. Oh yeah, sorry, your password.
Is there a secret question?
There is. You will know the answer to it. Everyone will know the answer to the secret question. Yeah, you're just going to try the secret question just to find out what it is. No, you guys will know the answer to the second question. Next thing is Blackboard or Views. This is where we're putting up the online modules. Again, back at Western Sydney Uni. Website, sign into Views, VUWS. Haven't changed yet. Your username.
You're about to know the password.
Your username is your student number and your new password once you've created that.
And it can take like an hour or something to reset, so if you can't get back in straight away when you've reset it, just give it a couple of hours and it'll be fine. And
remember, you've logged in the Wi-Fi as well using that old password. You just have to update that. That Wi-Fi works on all of our campuses. So now April's into her Views site. Looks very similar. Down on this side is your Views sites. You'll have one, which is the EMP, the Exceptional Merit Pathway. Log in, and this is what you're going to look at. Now, April's got administrator rights, so she can see all 12 modules have popped up, because she's one of the admin on it. What you'll see is just module 1, and then we'll release week by week, just so it doesn't overwhelm you, okay? So they'll just be popping out week by week by week, okay? Now, there's a few other bits of information there. One to really look at is the assessments. You can look at that at home. I won't open it up, but it's got the information on the e-portfolio. It's got the information on the product that you have to create at the end, which is your solution to food deserts. How are you going to solve the issue of food deserts? It's got a marking rubric that April and I are going to use at the end. So when you're finalising it, you can see exactly what April and I are marking you on. Have you got good communication skills? Have you used the appropriate technologies? Your idea creative? All those type of things. At the end of, before you start, have a look at it, and closer to the end, have another look at that rubric. It'll help you out. I'll show you what one module might look like. Announcements, we're going to be popping things up. You'll get an email for announcements as well. I'll just show you what your typical module will kind of look like. This is, of course, in the admin view, so it looks actually a bit nicer for you. All your information should drop down here. We've got a few interactives like videos and crazies that'll start, all embedded, so you won't have to leave the page. Generally, it's information for you to process. Some additional resources we'll be throwing into each unit. Those are additional. Those are up to you whether you want to use them or not. And the last thing is down the bottom, we'll put the tasks. So that's a PDF that will open up separately, and that'll tell you what are we after this week. What are the things that you need to produce? So for the first week, I believe we've got you, we've got you reflecting on some of your ideas, thinking big picture. There's a lot of information there. You've got to create a brainstorm. You've got to do a little research, nothing more than what Pete's already shown you. So if you're listening in that one, perfect. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Okay. Now down the end.
This one's a bit of a long one. Don't get freaked out. This is probably longer than the other ones, but as Chris said earlier, it's really important to have them a little bit longer at start, so your idea start with a really good base, and it's a good idea, and you're not kind of just putting together any old thing.
Yeah. Now down the end, we just like to have a little wrap up to say what it is in summary you need. Summary you need to include. So there's a lot of text there. If you go down the bottom, this is, and we've purposely made it like a checklist, 3 things. So I know there was a lot of info there, like it seems daunting. A lot of it's just text introducing. You can do this easily. A mind map. Reflective questions. You saw there were like 4 questions there. And a food map in your area. Go onto Google Maps, draw a circle. Find out where the things are. It's not too crazy when you break it down. We've just kind of bombarded you with more info, so there's not lots of questions. Okay? When you're ready and you break that down, it's not too bad. Now, the last two things I want to do just quickly, if we open a Google site, this is what you need to do. We just open a new tab. Yeah, in Chrome. This works best in Chrome. What we do is, if you use a Gmail account, you've got a Google account. If you don't use a Gmail, what you can do is jump into that little sign-in button that April went up at the top, create an account, and instead of saying make a Gmail account for me, just press the button that says use my existing email. Use your Western Sydney Uni email as the email for it. Okay?
So the stats here. So it's just when I clicked on the top there on Drive, you do have to go. You do have to kind of go more and more to get this nice big list of things, and we're looking for Google Sites. So this is your e-portfolio platform.
Now, April's got quite a few sites in there, but if you just hit create, you'll create a new site. This will be your, now use a blank one to start off with if you want, or play with some of the templates you can explore. I usually just use a blank one. The name of your site, this is really important. We don't mind what you call it. Be something creative, but in somewhere, can you add your name to the name of that site? So I do food deserts. I wouldn't do that. No, I would do that. That's all we're after. You know, make sure your name's in there somewhere. Creates a URL for you. Now this is really important. Once you create it, we want you to share it. So this will only take a second. Yeah, just tell me. Yeah. Now remember, we'll give you the links to this later so you can replay it. Plus there's a lot of really good YouTube clips that show you how to do it. Let's create the account. Now, you've made a website that's open up to the world, to anybody. What we want to do is just play with privacy, right? And make sure that this is now a safe account that only myself, April, and you can see. At the end of it, we'll get you to open it up to the world public, but we don't want people to look at it while it's still a work in progress, right? Okay. So if we go up to the top, you can't really see.
Sorry, there's a share under. It's a blue button that I just clicked on.
Yeah, little blue button. It says share. You won't miss it. Now it's currently saying it's public. Let's change it. Anyone can view. Only people with the link, or on. That's only specific people. So let's go specific people for this one. Of course, you choose the security for yours. This is just the one that we reckon is the way to go. Save it, it changes it, suddenly it's not open to the public. And now here's what I can do. I can go down here and invite specific people. You've got my email and you've got April's email. What we'd ask you to do, once you've set up the name, once you've set up the privacy so it's nice and private, punch in our email accounts, instead as me, bring it in, and send an invite to me. You can make it so I can only view it. I don't mind. You can make it so I can edit it. I'm not going to edit it. That doesn't matter. Send it over. I will get a quick message to say I've been given access to all of your sites. Okay? If that doesn't come within a few days, I'll probably make contact just to make sure you're okay with it, because I know there's a few steps there. Okay? So invite me, invite April. We'll start viewing your site as they come in. Should be good. Okay. Last thing before we send you away. 3 minutes over. This is really quick. Facebook. We're going to create a Facebook site to speak with you EMP guys. We'll put the same information out through the views site. But if you want to be in a Facebook site and chat with group and chat with everyone that's here, let us know and we can add you in as we file that. So I've got a group open. The idea here is, look, there are forums on the Views site, but I'll be honest, we rarely use them. It's just a little bit too inconvenient to log in, check if there's a discussion, blah, blah, blah. You find out there's nothing. All right, go out, log back in. There's something. Better just to use Facebook. We found people actually start chatting in there. So if you want to use it, that's cool. April and I post a lot of really good stuff in terms of conferences, in terms of scholarships, in terms of internships that you can be a part of and you can start looking out for. So we won't spam you with too much stuff, but the stuff that we get, that you'll get, will be the same stuff that our AIM students will get. So really good, decent quality.
If you find a good article, like a good link or website, and you're willing to share it with everyone, post it up there. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to let secrets out of the bag, but it's a great way to share those resources as well with other people.
Yeah, and you can start asking questions about the EMP in that space as well if you want. Is anyone else having trouble with this? Is anyone else? So, we're about wrap up time, so yeah, you may as well pack in your stuff before we say our official goodbye.